The new driving license directive modernizes the existing one. What we're doing, we harmonize provisions all over the European Union. We make it easier for citizens to acquire a license in their home country when they live elsewhere. We enter the digital age, so there will be the right for a digital license until 2030, which is, of course, especially for young people who have everything on their smartphone, a very important change. At the same time, the freedom of choice is maintained. So if you say, I don't want this mobile license, I am very happy with my physical one, you will have the right to acquire the physical license. For the European Parliament, it was especially important to preserve this freedom of choice when it comes to mobile and physical. It was also important to give the people freedom of choice to do the driving exam in their country of origin or in their country of residence, which we both achieved. We achieved, let's say, halfway. The Parliament wanted that the accompanied driving, which is also a very important new element, some countries already have it for passenger cars. It becomes mandatory for passenger cars, which was already in the Commission proposal. Parliament wanted to extend it to trucks and buses. And there we, let's say, have a half win because it is an opt-in for the member states. Medical checks are a very sensitive issue. Also because we have different provisions in the different member states. And of course, every member state says, well, our way is the best, right? And every member state wants to continue their way of doing medical checks or not doing medical checks. So we arrived at a compromise, as always. There will be a medical examination upon issuing of the first driving license when you take your exam. But upon renewal, member states will be able to choose. Vision Zero is a common goal for all the European Union, for all the member states, and of course also for us as Parliament. And we have managed to secure important provisions to move towards Vision Zero in this directive. For example, we know that accompanied driving decreases the number of accidents. Obviously, because if you have, let's say, more training as a novice driver, it will decrease your probability of causing accidents. We have also put in measures that during the education for your driving exam, you have to learn how to use the safety features. We have the zero tolerance on alcohol and drugs for novice drivers during the probationary period, which some member states already had, but there was no EU-wide harmonization. And we know that alcohol is one of the main drivers for accidents and fatalities. It is one important part and cornerstone of Vision Zero, but of course it cannot stand alone. Member states have to deploy other measures in order to move towards that common goal. During the education, we have, which is very new and very modern, we have the introduction of simulators. Because a hazard situation should not be practiced in real life, obviously, but it is much, much better for people if they already know what can happen if, let's say, there is snow or if there are kids running on the street, how should I react? And you can practice this in a simulator, which is now a mandatory part of your education. And this, I believe, will help to reduce fatalities in traffic.